This is the first video for the 5-1D lesson. The first few slides asked you to think about what you might need to write the equation of a line that passed through these 2 points. Notice that the graph does not have a grid there because we're not going to rely on the graph. We are going to have a visual aid here, but we're mainly going to do this without a graph. And so the things that we need, the first few slides were hinting at, were we need to find the slope or m. We need to figure out b, or the y-intercept, and we need to put this all together into our equation for slope-intercept form. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the slope formula for these 2 points, -2, 1, and 3, 6. And in doing this, and this is slide 4, we are going to be reviewing other lessons. We're basically just tying some lessons together into this lesson, -2, 1, and 3, 6. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label my points x1, y1, and x2, y2. I would suggest pausing the video, rewinding the video through this first part if you need a bit more review of the slope formula. Then the slope formula was y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Then we're going to set up our slope fraction, and we're going to start to place things. So I'm going to place this point with 6 as the numerator and 3 as the denominator, and this point with 1 as the numerator and -2 as the denominator. Then we're going to do our sign change, which is 6 plus -1 and 3. So leave change, or add its opposite. So 3 plus 2, which gets us 5 over 5, which simplifies down to 1. So that was our first step. And then the next thing we need to do is we need to figure out what b is. So we're going to use our slope, which is 1. And the slide suggests using this point 3, 6, which will be x and y. And we're going to plug this into y equals mx plus b. For the second part, and if you need to rewatch the first part, now will be a good time to do that. Notice that I no longer need to label this point with the 1s and the 2s because I'm picking a point. And to be honest, as you get further in the lesson, you'll hear me say it doesn't matter which point. I mainly picked this point because the other point had some negatives. So 3, 6 is usually the point that people prefer using. And then we're going to plug this in. So we've got 6 equals 1 times 3 plus b. 6 equals 3 plus b. And we're going to move the 3 to the other side by subtracting. And we have b equals 3. And now we're going to take our 2 answers, which are 1 and 3, and put this together into the equation y equals 1x plus 3, using m and b in the spots that they belong in the equation. Slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. And we're going to go to our slide and type in y equals 1x plus 3, or probably how it will be more commonly written as just y equals x plus 3, but either of those will work. In the next videos, repeat this process. This is the whole thing. Before going to the next slide, you might even just rewatch this video again before seeing another one. But we're going to follow these same 3 steps for every problem.